Well, hello, my beautiful Scorpio. Welcome to my channel. This is Baba Jolie here with your monthly reading for March 2024. I've already cleansed your space and have meditated on your cards. For those of you who are returning, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for all your wonderful likes, shares, and subscribes. I am truly grateful for all your beautiful energy. Just a little reminder though, this is a general reading, not a one-to-one reading, just so you're aware. Also, please be mindful, scammers are about pretending to be me and lots of other tarot readers. I do not do personal readings. I do not take your money, e-gifts, donations. I'm not on Facebook, WhatsApp, PayPal, Telegram, or Patreon. I will never ask you for your credit card details. I'll never ask for personal details. And I'll also never give you a cell phone number to call. So if anyone masquerading as me asks for anything at all, please report them or ignore them. It is a scam, okay? Let's move straight on with your reading. I'm going to cleanse your space hourly, so please be mindful there's going to be 3 loud sounds. Let us begin. Okay, my beautiful Scorpio, this is your monthly reading for March. I can't believe it's here already. The year really is ticking on by, but here we are, and this month will actually arrive with a very dreamy, poetic energy where you'll feel supercharged with lots of new ideas during this super new moon. Actually, you'll have some of your best ideas at the beginning of this month. You'll feel championed by the universe to make progress with your personal dreams and goals. And of course, Neptune and Pisces can help you visualize to manifest great opportunity, prosperity, or romance. But it can also trick us all into living fully in your imagination without actually taking action to make any of these visions become a reality. So do watch that energy. March really is a month of being brutally honest with yourself to make those improvements that you've been yearning to make. Now, from the 25th of March, this dreamy energy will, of course, end with a big old bump. And it'll leave a lasting impression too, for this month throws us straight into eclipse season, and this tends to be an intense time full of plot twists. Now, eclipses, they can be akin to a tower moment, flinging us out of our comfort zone and onto the right path, so it can be very positive. It's actually a thrilling and positive ride as long as you do not hold on too tightly to something that you know is truly not good for you, okay? Now, this month, you'll get back on track, especially if you've been, straying away from your resolutions or intentions that you set at the beginning of this year. And this eclipse will actually take place in the sign of Libra. So anything that doesn't feel right, or if a situation is toxic, it will be cut out completely. This includes relationships, friendships, and if you have been the one yourself who has been displaying toxic traits due to unhealed trauma, then you will be super honest with yourself to heal or seek help to evolve away from these limiting patterns. Now, even food or household substances will be under the microscope this month. You might develop an allergy or an intolerance to something, which will actually lead you to cut it out altogether. Because eclipses encourage you to shed anything that doesn't enrich you on your soul's journey. Now, also, eclipses can heavily affect tectonic shifts, which means that March could see some major earthquakes around the world or volcanoes erupting as well. Okay, I don't like to give that message. I mean, the Earth is moving all the time, of course, but we could see something major in the month of March there. Now, a couple of planets also become hidden during the month of March. That just basically means we can't see them readily in the sky, namely Venus, Mercury, Mars, and Saturn, which means it's a prime time for working behind the scenes on projects or personal transformations, which will be very beneficial later on in the year. And on a global scale, there may be hints or pre-release articles, shall we say, in certain new substances, detailing new technology or up-and-coming social changes. Now, these changes have already been signed off. I want you to be aware of that. But, let's just say they'll be launched publicly later on in the year, but you'll be given hints or pre-release articles detailing them to gauge how they'll be accepted in society or how they'll affect people socially or globally. I'm just going to arrange your cards here. You actually have quite a lot of cards. It's really interesting for your cards in particular, my beautiful Scorpio. I've been drawn to get the main deck first rather than the major arcanas. So perhaps you're going to flip something in the month of March. You're going to do something in a very unique and different way that benefits you. I feel like you're not taking the usual path. It just feels like you're flipping things up or changing the system in some way just to make life a little bit more interesting, exciting, or shift the energy. You got the Death card. Yeah, you're changing something there. There is major transformation happening for you. We've also got the Devil card. Okay. I definitely see with the Devil card being in the resistance position, it just means that you're releasing a period of stagnancy or feeling stuck on something. Yeah, big new start here for you. We'll get to that in a moment. Let me just put those in order. Yeah, I want you to be aware that there are going to be some things that perhaps will be released later on in the year, but we may actually see like soft launches or just like hints so that we get comfortable with these new things in society. Venus being hidden could also see some financial shifts behind the scenes that are not openly discussed. For example, figureheads of old money, really famous people selling off their stocks or property during this time, perhaps preparing for an economic shift to come. I did mention in my early reading, it was the yearly reading there, to watch out for financial shifts from September, October, and November due to the planetary similarities to previous economic challenges. And we may also see some whistleblowers trying to draw light on these epic shifts as well. Political reshuffles could also occur during this month, and major political officials could even stand down or be asked to leave their position. So this is a big month for shifting and changing. But I feel a lot of it is going on behind the scenes, so we may not be hearing about it until later on. This is, personally for you, though, it is a transformational month to keep things moving with simplicity, to stay on track and keep forging a way towards your abundance, whilst also protecting what you've achieved so far. And you're going to be governed by your 5th house and your 12th house. So this really is going to be a month of extremes for you, my beautiful Scorpio. At the beginning of the month, it'll ease you in. But the extremes I'm talking about is your 5th house is all about the pursuit of pleasure, really letting your hair down, going out there, having fun, accepting invitations, or even, deciding to plan something where you invite people over or reunite with people that you haven't seen. This is about coming out of your comfort zone and seeking more fun, spontaneity, and excitement. Some of you may even pick up a hobby this month or revamp your love life in some way. Whether you're with someone or not, it's really about reigniting that spark, that lust for life. Also, it's a time to channel your energy into creative projects. And also, if you are single, it's a perfect time to find love or, really just revamp relationships in general. So reaching out to people that you haven't heard from in a while. But also the other end of this spectrum is the 12th house, which is a deeply, intense part of your chart. And you may feel a little bit more sensitive than usual. So, it's a time where you connect to your higher self. You may feel like withdrawing. So I really get a sense that some of you at the beginning of the month, and don't shoot the messenger when I say this, you may be like raring to go and saying, yeah, I want to get out there. I want to experience so many interesting new things, connect to people. And then suddenly at the end of the month, you may start to cancel those plans and think, what, actually, I'm just going to stay at home. I'm just going to do me. And, so there may be a little bit of a fluctuation in how you're feeling. But the beginning of the month is definitely like you out and about, maybe networking or seeing people. And then as you approach the end of the month, this is more about developing a deeper sense of awareness, receiving important messages for your personal growth. And also, it's about you connecting deeper to your spiritual path. And you tend to be a very deep person anyway. So I definitely see that some of you are going to learn a little bit more about yourself this month. You may feel like, as I said, withdrawing to focus on important projects. Or, if you've been super busy, it's just really about relaxing, recharging your batteries or taking a break. Some of you may even book some time away, because the 5th house is like, can I have fun? The 12th house is, can I have fun and also withdraw and, just go off and explore life, by either going on a spiritual retreat or actually, going to a cultural retreat in some way, or just having a getaway where you just recharge and reset yourself in some way. So Your first card there is the Lucky Star. Okay, so this is your protagonist energy. We got the Knight of Wands, we got the Death card. It really feels like a big phase in your life is ending, where suddenly that lust for life is coming back. You're really enthusiastic about creative projects. You're really on the go, and you actually had the vitality and the energy to make things happen. It says here, expect a fortunate turn of events. So definitely, this is outside the norm for you, my beautiful Scorpio. I feel that sometimes you struggle a little bit more than most, sometimes because you are the sort of person, you're very sensitive, but people see you from the outside as being this one tough cookie, and you definitely are, okay? But they don't realize how, sensitive that you are. They kind of misunderstand you in some way, and, they may be a little bit harder on you sometimes because they feel like they can't push your buttons, or they feel like, you are this ambitious, forward-moving entity, and it's like you don't give anything away. And sometimes people are a little bit scared of that, or they're a little bit intimidated by that. And, when someone is intimidated by someone or something, the first thing they want to do is try to either push it away or crush it. And you may have experienced those things in your life, especially in relationships. You may have had people who were emotionally unavailable try to push you away because you have that depth of intensity within you that you are willing and ready to be vulnerable and open and go to the depths of feeling with a person. And it may make the other person feel a little bit overwhelmed. But that just means, it's a gauge for you to recognize that this person is not the person for you, that they're not emotionally available to take the journey that you are here to take in this lifetime. So this would be a red flag for you, and it would help you choose who is the right partner, for example. Also in business or in career opportunities, you're very focused, you are on your A game every time you move towards a goal, and that can intimidate other people, but that's okay because you're just doing you. And anybody who is intimidated, they tend to try and either block your path or try to steal your thunder in some way. So definitely keep any ideas to yourself, because I feel sometimes when people see that other people are doing really well, they may not wish you unwell, but it starts to trigger something in themselves that says, oh, you know what? I should be further along my path. Actually, it helps nudge them to up their game. So I feel this sense of, you tend to influence people in a really positive way, but they may not show you that. And sometimes it may make you feel a little bit isolated or like that lone wolf on the outside looking in. And, you have a very small social circle, although you may know lots of people, I feel like your nearest and dearest, your ride or die people, you could probably count them on one hand because, you only let who you truly can trust into your social circle. And why is that coming up here? Because I feel like some of you, you're looking at who you can trust. I feel also you're being guided with your hunches this month. And I feel like some of you are moving towards something really exciting. I see lots of success here, but I feel like you're either working on something in silence or you're keeping it to like only a small amount of people that you're telling about this. And I feel that's right because, sometimes when we speak something out to other people, it almost robs the energy from the intention. So I feel it's really important that you're doing you and moving towards your goals and dreams in the perfect way. I definitely see there's a better luck energy around you for the month of March. Things that you try out, they're definitely going to work out better. And, some of you may be conditioned to feel like if you try to do something, there's a potential that it will go wrong. It's almost like you have a strategy. You have plan A, plan B, plan C, but actually I feel plan A is going to work. And I feel like you're just coming out of your comfort zone and you may be launching something or changing something this month because there is a big change here. You literally got the Death card, which is an ending of something. And I feel the ending is of, I don't want to say bad luck. I just feel like chaotic luck. Okay, I want to say that actually you've been a little bit stuck in a rut and you're coming out of that now and things are changing. It's going to be a faster paced month for you. Any ideas you have during this time, super, super successful. Okay, so if you're thinking about launching a business or you're becoming an entrepreneur or you're thinking about moving, I definitely see you're going to do your due diligence. So it is a calculated risk that you're taking, but I definitely see that it's a very successful month for you. This is equivalent to the Wheel of Fortune. Okay, so I definitely see that there's a cycle of change upon you, but at the same time, I feel like it's because you're on the right path and you're ending a period of stagnation or inertia, or if some of you have been let down or felt that something didn't go your way and you've been really disappointed, you're going to see why it didn't go your way, because there is something better on the horizon for you. So I definitely see, it even says here, fortunate, special gift, gratitude. I see here that a lot of you are looking at your talent and your gifts. Whether you're in a career or not, you're someone who is incredibly gifted. And I feel that some of you have like I want to say hidden talent, but I feel you're aware of it. You just haven't explored it as much as other gifts that you have. And I feel like this is something that you may dive into in the month of March. And it may lead you in a direction that's going to really surprise you, but at the same time, it's going to thrill you. I feel it's actually you aligning yourself with your heart's desire and being on the right track there. But also, I feel a lot of fun, a lot of spontaneity in the month of March for you in particular. Now, with the Death card here, this is the protagonist energy. So I feel that you've been in a cycle of revamping yourself in some way, maybe decluttering your life, whether that's your emotional life, your psychological life, or even like your home space. Some of you could be actually doing some DIY, reshuffling things around. Some of you may even be leaving like a work environment if you are in a career because you're starting a new position. This position with the Devil card there, the Death card twice, the Devil card there as well, the Three of Wands and the Two of Wands, I definitely see that there is, a really interesting position coming towards you, but it almost feels like a stepping stone, to something else. So if you're entering a new position right now, I feel like it'll only be a couple of months before you're offered something even more, maybe a new role or a new status. And I see the trajectory of going up. I'm actually being shown right now like a maze or labyrinth. I want to say more labyrinth. Okay. Now that can indicate that it's been difficult for you to find your way through something recently or in the last couple of months or even in the last couple of years, but it feels like something that was difficult to accomplish, you will reach it. You will reach your desired destination. You may have been in a cycle of going round and round in circles for a while as well, where you just felt like you're just not ruminating, but I feel like you've been following a certain path and there's been lots of lessons along the way, and now it's like you're coming out the other side. Because what I am getting here is like spiritual transformation, reaching a destination, a physical destination as well. So this could be a goal that you have. I feel like you're going to be very busy, very goal-oriented, and you're going to get lots of stuff done. But the maze here, I'm feeling it's more about life is not a puzzle to be solved. It's more about a path to be experienced. And some of you have been looking at life and seeing, am I experiencing the things that I came to this lifetime to experience? Am I happy where I'm at right now? If the answer is no, I definitely see this big change upon you with that Death card there. I mean, for some of you, it could be as simple as like revamping a wardrobe, that you want to change some clothes or you want to change the color of your hair. There's just this energy of like, okay, I want to do new now. Okay. And I'm being given 3 words. I'm going to have to look this up to see if it's a book or a song. I'm not really sure what it is. I'm just being given a believer's journey. A believer's journey. Now, a maze is all about the spiritual journey of life. There's lots of twists and turns. Eventually, we get to the center of things, the enlightenment point, okay? And then we find our way home. We find our way all the way back. So I feel, this is more about you coming out of a very transformative tunnel, and March is the release. It feels like you're being released out into the wild, right? And you are embracing your wilds there as well. Now, this reading already got really deep, but it says here, be ready for a rebirth, changes that will bring a new and exciting future. And, it's no accident that you got the Fool card, and it's actually no accident that I completely changed the way that I even shuffle the cards. Normally I would go to the Moon Dreaming deck and then go to the major arcanas and then to the actual full deck there. But actually I did it in a different variation, which is unusual. So I feel you are doing something unusual. I'm a Scorpio too, so I just feel like everything just feels new and different, and you're embracing it, almost like you're just going with the flow, okay? And as a Scorpio energy, of course, you're a water element, which means you should be in the flow of life, but there are certain things like control issues that we all have. Now, I'm not pointing any fingers there at you, my beautiful Scorpio. I feel like you're trying to learn to let go a little bit more, or trying to release a certain amount of control in some area of your life, because when we hold on too tight, it can create a lot of pressure or a lot of stress. And I feel like you're trying to manage stress levels. And I just see you trying to just not change yourself, be your wonderful, beautiful, authentic, unique self. But I feel you're trying to see if you can approach life in an easier way for you. And I feel you're going to start to see lots of wonderful things show up for you. There is actually something you will celebrate here as well. With the Knight of Wands and the Lucky Star, I definitely see a major breakthrough, especially if you are in a career. But this is more about your lust for life returning and you looking at life in a different way. And it will bring an exciting new future there as well. Now, the Death card can also indicate that something big is ending for you, but that means that you are changing something to embrace something greater, something more rewarding. And you start with the Fool card at the end, which is the outcome. So that means, taking a leap of faith, basically believing in yourself, backing yourself on a certain path and saying, yes, this is for me. I choose this path. And you're going to have a lot of fun along the way there as well. Now, some of you beautiful Scorpios may also be looking at bad habits, breaking old cycles, especially with the Devil card there. For example, there could be like a food substance that you really love. Maybe it's your go-to every time you feel a little bit low or you feel really tired and exhausted. I know for myself, if I'm feeling a little bit emotionally low or drained, or, if there's been some stuff going on, I'll reach for that big packet of chocolate biscuits and I'll say, I'll just have one or two, and I'll dunk it in my coffee and all will be well. And I'll watch a movie and I'll just forget the world. And then suddenly I look down and I think, oh my gosh, that packet of biscuits is gone and the only person here is me. And then I have to sit with my conscience for a little while and go, why did you do that? You didn't want to do that. So I'm just picking up that energy. I'm not telling you to shift or change anything about you, my beautiful Scorpio. I'm just picking up this energy right now from March, where you're really looking at things to see how they help or hinder you. Okay? It doesn't mean that you're giving something up. It could mean that you are looking at excess, because the Death card and the Devil card are there, which means you are trying to temper your emotions, temper the way you connect to the world. Don't ever temper your passions. I feel, especially with the Knight of Wands there, it's like you can live a full, passionate, intense life because passion, makes you feel alive. And I feel it's very important that you embrace your passions, your creativity, but also it's like sometimes we can tip it in the balance. To live a passionate life is to live a purposeful life, but also, we can go to the depths of the extremes, especially as a Scorpio. You're not afraid to go there. So I feel like you're being asked to look at the things that perhaps, are not good for your psyche, especially like toxic relationships. If you tend to be drawn to those, you may be looking at things that are unhealed within yourself, but also you're looking at people and how they present themselves, and recognizing that, we can change ourselves, but we can never change another person. So, for example, if you're connected to someone who you are really drawn to, there's a lot of passion, physical attraction between you and a person, but there seems to be a block in terms of the emotions. You're willing to go really deep, but the other person is emotionally unavailable at this time. It means this person is misaligned with you, and this person will not change unless they want to change. And we can hope that they will change, but that will waste our valuable time. And it's time to really rip the veil off, as it were, and see things clearly. That's what I'm getting. This is what this month, March, is all about. It's like being brutally honest with yourself. Is that person wasting your time? Is that food substance making you feel really lethargic and low? Is that boss really, crushing your time and micromanaging you and making you feel like you have no value in the company? It's time to change, because I feel you're standing in empowerment in the month of March and saying no to these things, and actually rising up within you to like get the best out of life that life can offer. So some major changes happening here for you. Some of you may actually be traveling, because we've also got that Knight of Wands there. So some of you may embark on a big old journey in the month of March, and it's going to be very exciting. I feel it'll be a nice pace there. I definitely see that you are getting an energy of being in alignment with your heart, but also being able to stop along the way and smell the roses. Because remember, that sentence I was given there, very important. Life is not a puzzle to be solved. It's a path to be experienced. And if you've been a bit of a homebody recently, or you've been in a cycle of repeat, I definitely see you trying to shake up your world in some way just to experience all that is on offer there. Now, the Knight of Wands, I mean, this is your protagonist energy. You are a very passionate being who is not afraid of change. In fact, you go through cycles of change and embrace them, because that's when you know that you're on a path of personal growth. But the Knight of Wands really is about independence. So some of you are striving for more independence in your everyday, whether that's you currently live at home with your parents because it's too expensive to rent or purchase a property right now. You may be finding ways to be independent. Some of you may actually find a way to move out and afford these, apartments, or buy your own property. For some of you, it could be that you want to be in an independent business. You're an entrepreneur. This is a card of, bravery, of, exploration, exploring your talents, your gifts, but also, opening yourself up to new adventures. And this is an unstoppable energy. So you're going to be very goal-oriented. You're going to be moving towards your vision and acting accordingly to make things happen. You're manifesting in many, many forms when you get this card. You're someone who is super headstrong. When you've decided something is over, it's over. There's no way back. When you've decided you need to change things, you need to change things, and there's no way back. Sometimes, Scorpio, you can be like in a mindset where there's black and white, okay? And that can be a blessing and a curse. And I totally recognize that. I'm very similar there. I'm a Scorpio with a Leo moon. So, sometimes I can see things that are in that extreme. But also on the spiritual journey, we learn that there are many gradients in between that black and white kind of spectrum where we need to explore it. And I feel like, sometimes that black and white energy can actually work really well for you, where it's like, you know what? No, I've given enough chances. It's enough. So I feel some of you are really like drawing a line in the sand in the month of March with some situation that has been ongoing and you've had enough. And I feel like you're exerting your independence and you're setting yourself free is what I see here. There's a freedom here about you in the month of March. So whether you're leaving a job, or whether you are leaving an addiction, or whether you are leaving a temptation, or you are actually just making some changes that make you feel your flamboyant, wonderful self. I get a sense of freedom here as well. Now, this is a major card when you connect it to finances, about setting up your own business, becoming an entrepreneur. Some of you may even just be really making some changes in order to launch something. But also, this is a card of, looking at your spending and seeing where there is excess there. When you get the Knight of Wands, this is the gambler of the zodiac, or the gambler of the tarot deck there. And I feel, this is about you taking a risk on yourself, but it's also a calculated risk, because the death card there is, of course, to really think things through before you end something. Okay. It is the harbinger of transformation. And I just feel this lust for life, a luckier time ahead for you. And I feel like you're headed in the right direction as well there. I feel like you're maturing in many, many senses, but at the same time, this maturity is leading you to embrace your inner child, which is perfect. There's all those wonderful writers and philosophers who say, the most important thing in life and the hardest thing to do is to retain that sense of childlike wonderment and, embracing your inner child, because life can get very serious and there's a lot of ups and downs and difficulties along the way. And I feel you're trying to nurture that inner child and just be curious and excited about the world again, because I feel it's not that you're jaded. I don't feel that at all. I feel like you're looking at the world at large and thinking, wow, it is a very crazy, intense, and destructive place. But also, I feel like you're trying to find, you know, the moments of wonder, the romance of the world. You know, I feel like you're trying to find the goodness because, you know, we've had so much bombardment of all the negative things that are going on. I feel like you want to find that balance in some way because it has been affecting your psyche to some degree. Doesn't mean you're ignoring all the bad things that are going on. And I see some of you, you know, you are really a harbinger of change yourself. You know, you always want to do the right thing. You're a humanitarian. You stand up for what you believe is right and you champion the way. So I definitely see that, you know, in terms of global events, you may even like move towards doing something about, you know, a situation in the best way that you know how, or the resources that are available to you at this time. You're not ignoring it, but at the same time, I feel like you're trying not to allow it to dampen your lust for life. Now, we've got here, you're being guided by higher forces. And it says here, guiding force, connection, and infinite. Now, because it's in the resistance position, some of you may have felt that you lost your way a little bit when it comes to mindfulness. You may have felt that, you know, there's been a lot of stuff going on. You've been really busy, pushed and pulled in many different directions, that you've been yearning to get back to meditation, or you've been, you know, so busy that you haven't had time to really connect to your higher self or have silence. But this month you're going to find that, okay? I definitely see that your connection to your higher self and your higher wisdom is going to be off the charts, especially at the end of the month because of that 12th house there. So you may feel like withdrawing, and I've already mentioned some of you may think about doing a spiritual retreat or even like some yoga, Reiki, or maybe even some counseling. If some of you have been through some truly traumatic or toxic experiences, some of you are working through some stuff this month, because this month is really about, you know, the build-up of life and our journey so far. And when we start to live in our imagination, because when Neptune and Pisces get together, it can actually be, you know, a time where we think back to whenever someone was mean to us or wounded us, or, you know, these things come rushing back from the past. We don't want to think about these things. We feel like we've healed that part of ourselves and we've put it to the side. We've let it go. It's an experience and we learned from it. But this period can have it rushing back, just to like poke you a little bit to see if there is still like feelings there that are wounded, because that means there's still a little bit of you that perhaps has been still unhealed. So this could be a measure of something that you're looking at this month. But we do have the Devil card, and it's in the resistance position. I mean, if you're going to get the Devil card, you want it in this position. It's not an evil card. It actually highlights where you've been feeling stuck, or if there has been something that has been too tempting that you've found it hard to resist. It's about releasing it. For some of you, it could be that you're overcoming addictions, whether it's to food or substances or people. It could also be that you're looking at your obsessions. You know, where you obsess, and this could be like fears, for example, or it could be when you get into the mode of wanting to achieve something, you become like tunnel vision. You don't see anything else until you reach your goal. Now, this can, you know, really help you. It can be a shaper of your world, and it's very positive. But also, that obsession energy can tip the balance. And it's really a month of you looking at creating harmony and balance, and, you know, not being too obsessed in one area of your life or too focused on one area of your life, because that means another part of your life is missing out. So if you're someone who works really hard, you know, you've had a lot of projects on, and you've been, you know, working towards a goal, you know, have you been having fun? Have you been getting out there and having some me time? You know, life is really busy, and sometimes it's just really hard to catch a break. And I feel like you're trying to look at these things in order to create space for a little bit more investment in other areas of your life. So if your career is going really well, for example, your love life may be not going so well, or vice versa. Or some of you may be finding that there has been a period of stagnancy where you've been truly helpless to change your situation because of certain variables. Well, the month of March is where everything changes and it sets you free. Okay. Now it says here, oh yeah, embrace your passion. Don't allow fears to hold you back or rule your actions. But the Devil card is in the resistance position. So it tells me that you are liberating yourself out of a very, very stuck situation. And things change from here on, okay? Now we do have that High Priestess. It's really interesting that you got the High Priestess and the Milky Way card, because this is all about your higher self. This is all about, you know, trust issues. It's about you looking at who you feel you can trust, situations that you've experienced where people broke your trust, a betrayal of trust. And you know, with the High Priestess in this position, it can indicate, because of course you get it in the reverse there, it can be a repression of experiences that you had in the past, and they come rushing to the fore where you have to acknowledge them in order to release them. And I definitely see that, you know, it's a powerfully emotional month for you, but also I feel there's an energy, someone that, I've got to pull a card on it. There's someone here that you really don't trust. Now, this could be a frenemy. It could be a boss. It could be a partner. It could be a friend. It could be a sibling. It could be, I don't want to say them all. It could be an ex. But I just get this energy of you not trusting someone. Now, this is something that's already present before you've even come to this reading. Okay? So you know who I'm talking about is what I'm getting. So apply it to your situation. There's someone here that you do not trust. I mean, it could be that you have a healthy mistrust of the powers that govern this world, and you're just keeping an eye on things should there be any changes. But be mindful that when we keep doing that, when we're constantly looking to see if our hunches are going to become a reality, sometimes it can rob us of joy. Okay. And I just want that message to come through. You know, I've mentioned already, I'm a Scorpio, and in the past, I tell you, you know, I had hunches that people were betraying me, or, you know, and I didn't want to believe it. I wanted to believe in the best of the person, but actually I still had that hunch that was happening. And I missed red flags, or I saw the red flags, ignored the red flags, thought I knew better. That was my ego talking, but actually my higher self said, you're right, your intuition was right. And I was crushed to find out that, you know, I was betrayed or cheated on or lied to and all of those things. But then I had that with me as baggage as I went through the rest of my life, where then I thought, well, who can I trust? I thought I could trust those people. So then you walk through life thinking, can I trust this? Can I? And then you start to realize that actually it robs you of joy in the moment. And then, you know, you eventually spiritually evolve. And I don't know why this is coming through, but obviously someone needs to hear this. But, you know, trust your intuition. If your intuition is telling you something is off, believe it. But also, it's important to recognize where we can be influenced by previous circumstances and be conditioned almost not to trust. And that will rob you of true joy. So, you know, if, for example, you're meeting a new person and you don't really know this person, if your intuition is going off the charts and saying, don't trust this person, then Scorpio, you know the deal. Don't trust this person. Okay. But if you feel, okay, what if this person could hurt me? But you're not getting the vibes, you're just getting the fears rushing in because of previous experiences, then it's really important to recognize, to give that person a chance to prove you wrong, or to prove, you know, themselves in some way. So that's coming through. I don't really know why it's coming through. We've got the Two of Swords. I'm going to move on with respect from that energy. Two of Swords can be the uncertainty of life. And if you're about to do something new in your world, whether it's launch a new business or move to a different environment, or even like take up a new job or position, or even get into a new relationship, you know, the Two of Swords indicates, you know, take a pause, reflect, trust your intuition. You're about to enter into new landscapes, uncharted territory, and, you know, there's no threat here in this card, as you can see. These two swords are up. That's a very guarded energy, but the waters are calm. You know, this figure, the history of this card is they're about to discover new lands in the background, and they're uncertain about the way. But, you know, using your intuition, you'll be guided, and there's nothing to fear. And also, this card, the Two of Swords, indicates sometimes when there is pause or it feels like a stalemate energy, it means it's giving you time to reflect, to consider your options and see things for your highest good, you know, to get an overview, a bird's eye view of your life. Remain in a peaceful state of mind, and the answers will come towards you. Wisdom will come towards you. Temperance, of course, is patience, but it's also about you re-examining your priorities, what's important to you in life. This is a month of prioritization. And the Queen of Swords, you're definitely going to be super organized, super honest, and lead with integrity towards a goal or dream. But I definitely see that you're going to be so focused and direct about what it is that you want that, nothing is going to get in the way of that. Also, I see some of you writing or journaling down your fears, and that will help in some way to get it out. It'll be very cathartic. Now, some of you may be dealing with someone who is a little bit critical this month, is what I see there as well. Queen of Swords can be very detached. Someone could be brutally honest with you and very critical with you in the month of March. I feel like you respect their level of honesty. Okay. You may not respect their diplomacy, because I feel like this person perhaps doesn't have diplomacy. But I feel like you really respect this person's level of honesty about something. But also I feel like whatever this person says, they're really blunt about it, but they're actually wrong about it. Intuitively, you are right about something. You're not going to gloat about it, but I feel, this could be a boss, for example. They could be telling you something that is, in their mind, right. They're not being dishonest. This person actually believes that they're right, but actually they're going to find out that they are not right. But intuitively, I feel you know the answer, or you have the solution, and you're just going to wait and watch and see this person come around to the realization that, oh, you were right. And this person, they actually will take accountability for their actions. They will offer an apology for being so blunt. And they really respect the fact that you don't brag or gloat about the fact that you were right, even though both of you know it. Okay, so that's coming through there as well. Very odd situation, but it's coming through there too. The Queen of Swords, and the Two of Swords, the combination there with the Temperance card really means that, you're looking to the future. And these may sort of throw up some future fears, especially if you're looking at the world at large right now and how it is changing. There are some incredible things going on right now that are unfathomable. It's like if you told me before 2020 that certain things were going to occur in this world, I'd be like, no, you're crazy. That's crazy talk. But now I'm like, what the, what? And I feel like we're all collectively just looking like, at the world right now. Even on a more localized level of where you may live, you may be looking at things like, that's really weird. It just feels like everything is upside down. And some of you are trying to find your way through that, and it's throwing up some fears about the future. I really want you to be aware that fear can rob us of joy. And also, if there's something we can change about our immediate circumstances, then change it. And you've got the card there of change. So you're in a really powerful position to change aspects in your life. But if there are greater things that are beyond our human control that are causing fear, and you cannot change it, then let it be. Just move away from it and accept that what will be will be. And I feel like actually you're in a really good position to weather any of these storms. You are protected and redirected. But it's really important to recognize that fear will rob us of joy. And sometimes there are certain entities in this world that want to keep people stuck in fear so that you don't move forward on your personal path and be the greatness that you came to this life to be. Now, that's a very intense energy that's come through for March. But I feel this is something that perhaps you're really delving into recently. You're looking at things on a very philosophical and spiritual level, but also you're on a very sort of mundane life level. You're just moving through your goals and dreams and trying to pay the bills and do all of the stuff. But that 12th house energy is really going to highlight and amplify that level of spirituality and philosophy in you. Now, we also have the cold moon. Okay, now this is a reminder that some of the hardest times will be some of the most rewarding times. And I feel after adversity comes success for you. I mean, this will be the equivalent of the Tower energy. If you know my readings, the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower always show up together. It says the hardest times lead to greater wisdom and trapped hardship, stagnation. And, you've got the Fool card there, which means you're liberating yourself out of a very stuck situation. There is major change here. You're having a major epiphany, and you're looking at situations or people that drain your energy, and you're looking at reciprocity in your life as well. But I feel some of you are looking to the future with brutal honesty, because that's what this month does. And it kind of says, yes, I acknowledge that there are going to be some really hard times ahead. And, I'm not going to lie to you, my beautiful Scorpio, we can all see that there are changes happening that will lead to some extra hardships along the way. However, with the Knight of Wands there, you are in a position to enjoy yourself, to have fun. And looking at the Fool card with the Death card, the Three of Wands and the Two of Wands, you are remaining flexible in these changes. And actually, you're going to navigate the way, and you're still going to retain your passion, your intensity, your drive, and you're going to make these changes work for you. So I really want you to be aware, if you're thinking on a global scale or on a larger scale, what do these changes mean for me? Know that you're in a really secure position and it's going to be okay. Okay. That's coming through. It's a major energy coming through. So the readings have not been like this, but obviously you're thinking a little bit like larger in the month of March in terms of not just your own energy. You're thinking about the shifts and changes going on around you. But I feel like, with the Death card, the Three of Wands and the Two of Wands, it basically means this change or these changes will open you up to more opportunities to be in alignment with your right path. You're making some really great intuitive decisions this month that will lead to better prosperity. Now, we also have the Fool card there. Now, the Fool card, of course, is about embracing fun. It's about embracing your potential. You have so much potential here, but it's also a new journey. With that Death card there and here, it indicates you are on the precipice of something big and different. So, as I said, it could be like as simple as like changing your look, or it could be that you are changing the environment that you live in or work in, or even some of you may decide to emigrate or go traveling. This could be a big month for travel for you to really find out where you feel like you belong. Also, the Fool card, it says, trust in the new beginnings. Approach your dreams with a fresh new view. So even if you're not making these big, grand changes, it could be a fresh approach here that helps you breathe life into, a stagnant situation, or, helps you envisage your path in a different way that keeps things exciting and, it just feels like ambitious energy that's coming through here. So new creative projects, new hobbies, new exciting experiences. But the Fool card is like, take the leap of faith. The universe supports you at this time. And I definitely see that you're embracing a new path that will, bring a lot of joy there as well. And we've got the Death card again, which means this change is really good for you. It actually makes room for something better to come here. And it's a reminder that you must shed what is old and familiar in order to embrace the new path. And don't look back. I don't see you looking back at all, actually. I feel you take the lessons with you and you're not looking back. But that Death card, in terms of finances for the month of March, I definitely see some of you are actually expanding on opportunities. So this could be that you hear news about promotions or opportunities that you want to step into, and you may decide to go for those opportunities. I feel with the Knight of Wands, there is an ambitious energy there, very creative energy. You're inspired this month to try new things out. March is your hotbed of exploration, is what I'm feeling. Now also we have the Three of Wands. This means you are on the right path. So, because that labyrinth or maze energy came up, I really want to dissect that a little bit more, because it was not like the traditional maze, like a big bush that goes round and round in circles and you kind of get lost in it. It was more like, a black and white picture, almost like, it could be a logo of something. Maybe that's going to be symbolic for you. So please look out for black and white kind of like labyrinth maze type logos. This could be a sign or a symbol that there's something to celebrate once you actually see one of those. It could also be, for example, signs that you are on the right path, because, the Three of Wands actually means you're in alignment with your heart's desire. And, it means there's an expansion of opportunities. Something that you've been patiently waiting for is going to arrive for you. I do see that there are some delays. I can't lie to you on that. I do see that something that you have been working hard towards, that you want to accomplish, it is coming for you. But I feel there's a slight delay. So it could be like a piece of news that you're going to hear. It's delayed. Maybe you've been waiting for it. it will suddenly show up. I'm going to pull a card on that actually. But I feel you're in a preparation mode where you're analyzing the next steps. You're strategizing what comes next. You know, Three of Wands is an enterprising energy. You're waiting and watching. You're paying attention. And I feel like in that, you're making your chess moves, or you're setting your chess moves up to make at a later date. So some of you may be planning to write a book or write a screenplay or set up your own business, or you may be thinking about launching some sort of studying or apprenticeship there. So I definitely see like you're making moves here. We have that Two of Wands. Again, this is an ambitious energy. It can indicate restlessness. I would say with the Devil card being present, don't rush into anything. You know, assess the risks before you launch it. Intuitively, you're going to be on the right path. Two of Wands is really about mapping your progress. And that's when we can like have nostalgia. When we look at where we've been and the moments we've had in our life, things come flooding back. And then we need to recognize that it's really important to live in the moment and enjoy the journey. And then the future will, you know, pan out the way that you hoped for. Because I definitely see things, it's almost like I'm seeing like I know this is really strange, but I'm seeing like a red carpet unfolding, you know, being rolled out. So either this means that you're trying to join, you know, a certain group, you know, and that you're being welcomed into it. It could be a company. It could be, you know, a very unique and closed off, cliquey environment that nobody really gets to join. Maybe you're going to be invited to that. I mean, a red carpet tends to talk about like, you know, some sort of an event, or, I mean, like Oscars, or some sort of, you know, award ceremony where you are going to be celebrated. So it doesn't have to be you're going to the Oscars. It could mean that there is a prestigious event that you'll be invited to, and it's because you're going to be celebrated there. So I'm definitely getting a sense of, oh, I'm actually hearing people clapping right now as well, clapping. So I feel like it's like a job well done. You will be acknowledged and recognized for the hard work that you've been putting into life in general, not just into your career and friendships. I just feel like there is reward there. You will be celebrated, but also you'll be seen for all the effort that you've been putting in. And this could be like on a more localized scale, like in your family unit, the responsibility that you felt has been on your shoulders. You know, it doesn't have to be like in a career or in a community. It can be more localized, like someone really appreciating all that you do for them. But I get a sense of being championed along the way, okay, for you. Now, when we get the Two of Wands, when it comes to finances, it can indicate some of you are a bit frustrated that you've been working so hard and not seeing the results. But the Three of Wands there is also an energy of be confident of what you've done so far, because things are going to work out better than you expected. Okay, that's the combination that you're getting through. I'm just going to pull one more card to see if there's anything else coming out for you. It seems to be a deeply reflective and sort of philosophical month for you. The Star, allow yourself to shine. But also, I mean, it's literally the lucky star. My guy just said the lucky star, the lucky star, the lucky star, which is what you started with. So, you know, your wish is going to be delivered. And, you know, the star does indicate that you're aligning yourself with a very fortunate turn of events, but also it indicates that you're getting clarity on what you want, what really makes you tick. This is your life, and this is your moment to live it the way you want to live it. Independent, headstrong, and knowing your direction. And if you have been feeling a little bit lost recently, you know, this is a month of clarity for you where suddenly you're inspired, everything starts to make a little bit more sense. And I feel the star energy really is about, you know, a brighter future to look forward to. So also a lot of you are embracing some major healing this month as well. And I feel, you know, you may even be dipping your toe into something new that you haven't tried out yet, but it's going to be very rewarding and you're going to like run with it, and it's going to be an exciting time. Okay, so March is a big month for you. So let's see what's going on there for you. We're just going to get some final cards with this particular deck. Thanks so much, Spirit Guides, Guardian Angels. I'm hearing a song right now. I'm being given a very specific message with it. I mean, I love this song, but I'm going to have to, well, anyway, let's put it this way. they're just giving me certain lyrics, and I'm being given very strict instructions by my guides that is only these lyrics that apply to you, my beautiful Scorpio. Okay, let me just give you the song first of all. I've been crying for so long, fighting tears just to carry on, but now it's gone away. Okay, now this is a very famous song. It's by that singer Mika, I think. Love Today. Okay, actually, whenever I hear that song, I really want to dance. It just makes me, I don't know, it just captures me a little bit. But I'm being given very strict instructions that it's only those lyrics in that song that apply to you. Okay, so, I mean, this can indicate that you've been struggling with something for a long time. You've been going through some stuff, and you've just been like putting a smile on your face and just carrying on. I mean, it really resonates with the card that you just got there. Endurance, rock, you know. You're someone who is super strong. You've been going through an intense period of personal development and growth. And, you know, you are going to blossom. Some of you may even return to things that you used to love doing that you let go of for a while, is what I'm seeing there. And I see you like embracing a very enriched time of passion, intensity, and that song may also play suddenly to indicate an opportunity coming in that you will celebrate, okay? So, Love Today. I mean, even the name of the song is very important. Love today. Live in the moment. Love the moment you're in, because you can't have any other moment. The moment in the past is gone. It's now an illusion. It's a memory. And, you know, the future has not arrived yet. So live in this moment. Love today. Love this moment. So very important message there. Now, this card is, of course, called Endurance, and it's number 20. Number 20 is the Judgment card, so that's really about being at a fork in the road, making some major decisions, and really connecting to your life's purpose. But endurance, okay, it has been tough. You have forged, a life of going through some difficult things, and you are blossoming and blooming because of it. When you get this card, it really means look for the groundedness in chaotic situations. And we all know that the world is a very chaotic place right now. Be patient, slow and steady really is the way to success. And sometimes the obstacle is actually the way through. Okay, don't be discouraged by slow progression. Progression is being made there for you. I feel like you've been shaped by circumstances, and you've become super strong because of these circumstances. And these circumstances are your asset to help you obtain your goals and dreams. Very interesting. I just heard, and some of you may plant a tree. That was so random. And some of you may plant a tree. So if some of you have been going through a period of grief, I'm sending you a huge hug out there. So much love. There is healing coming to you, but of course there are no words to help in this situation. It's difficult. So I'm sending you so much love and hugs. Some of you may actually plant a tree in memory of someone, or maybe you are planting a tree as a symbolic indication of your decision to plant roots somewhere or spiritually grow, nurture yourself in a healthy way. So I'm not really sure. It just came a little bit left field. So please take it as it resonates. It may not resonate with everyone. I mean, some of you may go on a spiritual retreat, right? And a surprise part of that spiritual retreat is, and now we'll plant a tree. So just, take it as it resonates. It may not mean anything to you in this moment, but suddenly in the next 6 weeks or so, everything starts to slot into place. I'm going to, with respect, move away from the energy. We've also got depth and lake, and we know that this reading was full of depth, right? All that energy, it was quite a deep reading. I definitely see on a more localized energy that you're going to be very ambitious, very goal-oriented. You're going to reach your goals, and then you're going to be on to the next. Please remember to celebrate the journey. And, be proud of yourself for all that you're accomplishing. But also don't forget those inner conversations that you have with yourself. They are truly important. Remember, thoughts become things. Silencing the inner critic is also very important, because sometimes, if you're a little bit hard on yourself, which I feel some of you are a little bit hard on yourself, a little bit critical, it can actually knock your confidence even more than other people knocking your confidence. So just watch out for that there. Now, this is number 31. When you reduce it, 3 plus 1 is 4. Again, an energy of foundation, support, and, creating a groundedness there. But this, it actually means, do not take the shallow alternative. Okay, dive deep. So that's what was coming up there earlier. Like with the Devil card, it can be the shallow alternative. So for example, if I'm feeling really emotionally low about something, I'm reaching for the shallow alternative to fix my situation, which is a big old packet of chocolate biscuits, right? If, for example, you're getting into a connection with somebody, and you feel there's an intense bond between you and this person, and you're willing to go deep, but this person is not emotionally capable of going to the depth that you require, there is going to be a misalignment there. You're going to wake up one morning and think, this is not fulfilling me. You deserve a love that is all encompassing, someone who is passionate, sets your soul and your body on fire and your mind and all of those things. It's okay to wait for that person. The quick fix is always, not sustainable. So I feel this is really important to recognize. And you kind of do recognize that anyway, but sometimes we can fall into, I'm only talking about like the Neptune and Pisces energy. Sometimes we can see what's in front of us. Okay, and we don't want to believe it almost. So we kind of like trick ourselves into like falling in love with a version of a person that we feel they can be. Okay, so this is a prime time, especially if you're meeting someone new, or you're going through some difficulties in a relationship, to really look at it and analyze it there. But this card, it's like, don't cut corners, do your research if you're launching something. Sometimes we may not be seeing the whole picture of something if we rush into it. So take your time with the decision is what I'm being given there. And also we've got, now, interesting, I'm just being given a place in particular, Lake Bled, B-L-E-D, Lake Bled. I'm going to have to look that up, see where that is. I want to say it's like somewhere like Slovenia or... Yeah, I'm going to have to look it up. Okay, Lake Bled. Some of you may actually have travel booked there, or you may be from there, or maybe there's going to be some notable news from there. So I'm just going to leave it like that. It's just come through. It's really random. We've also got power and volcanoes. Okay, because we've got that cold moon, sometimes a moon, especially an eclipse, it can be darker than other eclipses, okay? And this can trigger volcanic eruptions and things like that. I did mention it earlier briefly. I am feeling that energy, but we've got volcanoes coming through, so this could be something that we may see on a world stage event kind of thing. But also it could be, it's more to you that you are creating new landscapes, in your world. It's number 9, which is hermit energy. So spiritually, there is change there, but also I feel this is a time of being reflective and changing your narrative or changing your landscape in a way that benefits you. This is like getting rid of old grudges. They're being released, letting go of that heavy energy that's been hurting, not holding on to anything too long. Allowing that anger to flow through you rather than just saving it all up, because people tell us that anger is wrong, but actually it's a natural human emotion. It's there to highlight that something is frustrating or something is not working so that you can change things. So I definitely get a sense here that some of you may unpredictably change your situation, and create and forge new landscapes. This is really a reformation kind of card where it's necessary sometimes to, decide to end something in order to create something new. It's a regenerative cycle. And I feel that's something that you're in right now. Also, some of you, if you've been bottling things up, this could be the month where you set it free. I feel like no more living in a contained kind of energy. This is your month to kind of shine, let it all out, and be your wonderful, passionate self. Okay, that was a lot. But anyway, finally, we have the water rune. Okay, now this is all about your emotions, psychic development, paying close attention to your dreams. It's a feminine energy, so it's all about being open to love and open to potential and possibility, to be very creative, to nurture things that you've already been working on, to really pay close attention to your intuition as well, and to not escaping reality. You know, it's about that truth, owning that inner truth about yourself and things that have been needed to change for quite some time. So I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates in that. That was a bit of a mixed bag, to be honest, but maybe that's how you've been feeling. There's a lot of stuff floating around right now, and you're pushed and pulled in many different directions, and you feel the need to prioritize, to focus, and get clear. And that is the month for you to do that. March is going to be really wonderful for you. Okay, so I'll leave it there. I hope something resonates. Thank you so much, my beautiful Scorpio, and love and light.